We're incredibly grateful for the brave rescuers who immediately rushed to the scene, and to the people of Baltimore who want to say, we're with you. We're going to stay with you as long as it takes. Around 850,000 vehicles go through that port every single year, and we're going to get it up and running again as soon as possible. 15,000 jobs depend on that port, and we're going to do everything we can to protect those jobs and help those workers.
President Biden at the White House yesterday on the federal government's response to the bridge collapse in Baltimore. And joining us now, U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. Mr. Secretary, thanks for your time this morning. Obviously, this first and foremost is a human tragedy. There are 6 people whose families are mourning them today. From your point of view, though, also a transportation, a logistical, and infrastructure disaster. How do you begin to get your arms around a place that was so vital to commerce in this country?
Well, you're right. First and foremost, our hearts go out to all of the families of the victims, and our thanks go out to all of the first responders who unquestionably saved lives in their response to this incident. Now we have to prepare for what's next. That key bridge was a very important thoroughfare for vehicles, and because the bridge is down and the ship is still there, that channel is closed. That is the main channel, really the only channel to get to the majority of the port facilities in Baltimore. It's the top vehicle handling port in the U.S. That's not just cars, by the way. That also includes a lot of farm equipment, which is a very important export for the American economy. There's a small area that is outside of the bridge. It's called Sparrow Point. There's a facility called Trade Point there. We're already looking at how that could play a role in getting through this next period, but it is nothing like the capacity that is in the main part of the port itself. And thousands of workers, if goods aren't moving, they're not getting paid. So we're very concerned for them, and the bottom line is that we are doing everything that can be done so that we can get this bridge back up and get that port back open.
So, Mr. Secretary, on a large scale, as you say, we're talking about international trade here. Are you confident, first, that that can be rerouted, that there are enough ports on the East Coast and the Northeast to handle all of that? And then the second question is a more local one, which is we're just hearing from Antonia Hilton, our reporter in Baltimore, about everyday residents of Baltimore who aren't sure how they're going to get to work. They're not sure how they're going to get to their medical appointments and things like that. What do you say to them?
That's right. There's about 30,000 vehicles a day that normally go over that bridge. They have to be diverted and rerouted. There are alternate routes to tunnels 95 and 895 that the majority of that traffic will be routed to, but certainly going to add to commute times and complicate a lot of people's routines and lives until that bridge is back in service. On the supply chain front, there are certainly many ports on the East Coast. There is no substitute for the Port of Baltimore being up and running. Right now, what we're doing is working with our newly created multimodal freight office. This is something that was actually part of President Biden's infrastructure package and has been stood up just since those supply chain issues that we encountered on the West Coast back in 2021 because of COVID, and will play a key role along with our Maritime Administration and others, in helping to make sure that we can smooth out those supply chains. This is not like aviation. So if a runway goes out of service and planes have to be diverted, there is, of course, a centralized air traffic control that tells those airplanes what to do and where to go. It doesn't work that way with ocean shipping. The different shippers, the different ports, the different cargo owners, they're all connected informally, but they all make independent decisions. So we're using our convening ability as a Department of Transportation to make sure that more of these parties are talking to each other. And I think that work that's built up over recent years is going to serve us well as we navigate these challenges right now.
All right, we'll let you get back to work. We appreciate you stopping through. U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. Mr. Secretary, thanks for your time this morning and joining us now.
Hey, everyone. MSNBC has a new and improved app. You'll get real-time alerts and analysis, live blogs, in-depth essays, video highlights, and the best 2024 election coverage. Download the new MSNBC app. Here's how to do it. You tap on the App Store on your phone. You hit search on the bottom right corner. You type in MSNBC. You click on the MSNBC app. You click on Get or the cloud icon and enjoy it.